This show better be finger looking good.
We don't have 11 spices. We have 3 of them, but we'll make it work.
I like it spicy.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome. This is the first installment of the Football Feast NFL show on the AJA Sports Show. Today we are welcomed in, all 3 of us as always. Jay over here. We got Ace right below me. What's going on, guys? How we doing today?
Oh, I'm
good, buddy.
Salivating at the thought of eating turkey again.
Can't wait for Thanksgiving, man. Love the holidays. What is up, Ryan? Already early here in the comments. How we doing today, man? Great to see you in here as always.
All the Halloween stuff starting to roll out this week. I guess this is like the week for Halloween to start taking over, and anyone who was loving summer is not very happy.
People who love Halloween, though, like us, will be happy. Hopefully, the horror nights will still be a thing because we're looking forward to that. That's something we haven't seen.
What did you call me?
2 years now. You know what I said. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Pumpkin spice and everything nice. What's up, Ryan? How's it going, man? We're doing great. I'm doing great. Football is back. Let's go.
Listen, I'm convinced for the people who don't like pumpkin spice, move along, okay? It's delicious. I don't want to hear that.
Remember I think it was one of our early episodes of the Sunday Morning Roast. I remember you said like your perfect like coffee and dessert would be a hot pumpkin spice drink from Starbucks, and what was it, like a snickerdoodle cookie? I don't even remember.
Oh, they have a pumpkin spice muffin.
Oh, there you go.
It is pretty delicious, but the chestnut praline latte is a better drink when the holidays come around.
That's holidays.
You know what's endearing about myself that I didn't even realize? So I am drinking a Cinderella cold brew or something, which is a pumpkin white chocolate, combo with your coffee.
Is that on the grinds over there?
Not when you're at home smelling like the syrup. Oh, I mean, or your feet are sticking to the ground. What was your question, Jay? Sorry.
No, is that a specialty from the Gowali Grinds barista over there? The little coffee bar you guys got?
Yep, we have an app, you can just click on it and create it. It's a thing. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, so we're gonna stay on brand today, guys, with the Football Feast show. We've got appetizers, we got a main course, and some dessert at the end. Glad to have you guys in here with us. We got 5 viewers. Hopefully, we get that number up a little bit. Let's kick it off though with a little bit of Tebow. Tebow time is in full swing in the NFL now. We're gonna throw our S as a part of our appetizers. So we're going to start out with some news. Tim Tebow has found himself now once again without an NFL home, unfortunately. He was released by the Jaguars this morning after appearing in their first preseason game. We heard some, sort of good things about it during preseason. He looked okay. He was doing all right. Urban Meyer and the coaching staff did make a point though, saying that when the pads did come on, you could really tell the difference about what he's going to be able to do, especially being a quarterback transitioning from being someone who's in the pocket to now having to block for those who are in the pocket. So that's not an easy transition. He signed a 1-year deal back on May 20th of this year. As you know, Urban Meyer, the current coach of the Jaguars, friends get you, I guess, get you opportunities. And I was listening to Mark Schlereth today. He doesn't really say a lot of smart stuff, but one thing he did say is that talent gets you opportunities, and then the ability to actually do it on the football field is what determines if you're going to see it or not. So Tebow out of the NFL again. How do you guys feel about it?
Well, let me show you what Tebow did with those opportunities. Okay, let me show you what Tim Tebow did with these phenomenal opportunities he was given to block for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're going to see here. I mean, he's the pulling tight end here, A back formation, right? He's supposed to wash down here 55. And, I mean, he gets in the way, I guess. I'm just going to let the video speak for itself. Here you go. Oh, wow. Just punished him. Wow. Oh, the physicality.
For the love of humanity.
Wow. I mean, holy Toledo. Holy Tebow. Well, I mean, you can't. I mean, he got in the way. I guess that's the best thing I could say. And if one doesn't do it for you, here's number 2. Just as bad as the first. Holy Toledo. This is in the red zone.
I love how the blocking's in quotations.
Oh, yeah, because it's not blocking. It's getting in the way. I mean, you could have put someone in a wheelchair here. They could have gotten away like he did here. Check this beauty out. Oh, yeah, just blown up by that guy. He just got pushed out of the way. Literally. Like, here's the point of attack. Okay? Hands on. Gets wiped. He gets wiped. Heads down. His form is awful.
He's the first guy down, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And his guy makes the play, blows it up. That probably wasn't going for much anyway, but Tim Tebow and his unbelievable blocking definitely didn't help that. So, we talked about this when he first got signed, dude. Go back to playing minor league baseball or get into the booth somewhere. Like, this is not it. It's one thing to be a physical quarterback, and Tim Tebow was a physical quarterback. It's another thing to be a physical football player. Okay, even the most physical of quarterbacks compared to other football players, let me tell you, 99% of the time, they're not that physical, okay? They wear red jerseys for a reason. You're not supposed to get hit. They're not used to this kind of stuff. Yeah.
So my kind of take on it is I got to spend some of this lovely, part of my day talking about hearing Stephen A. and Max Kellerman just applaud the guy for going after his dreams and this and that and the other. But he already did that. Like, they mentioned, like, you don't choose your profession chooses you. Yeah, I understand that, but he's already been in the NFL. He's been a studio analyst. So, I mean, the jobs have already come to him. Like, just because you can double dip into the the family shared ranch dressing doesn't mean you should. Like, try to make some food puns here. Blue cheese all the way, Buffalo.
No. We're not eating mold.
With buffalo wings, like buffalo sauce, blue cheese goes really well. Ranch does have its place. Don't get me wrong, I love ranch too. But yeah, anyways, I mean, I don't know. I can't empathize with the guy for failing because I kind of rooted for him back in the day. Like, it was cool to see him, make it to the playoffs and have some mild success as a weird quarterback in the NFL. I watched him in Florida too, and I rooted for him there. Like, he was kind of a scrappy guy, and I always root for the scrappy guy. But I mean, realistically, he wasn't going to make the roster. If he did, then that would have spoken volumes about the rest of the tight ends who have committed more of their life than he has the last year and a half, where he probably decided, hey, I'm gonna try out for a position, and honey, how should I do it? Should I put a name every position in a hat and see which one I pull? Like, I mean, he could have, I don't know if he could have been a tight end. I don't know if he could have been a fullback. I don't know where he could have played. I mean, but tight ends nowadays have to block, and what we just saw there was nasty, terrible. So
yeah. So when he came out of college, this was already a topic. Like, we've already talked about him changing positions, and he was, no, I am a quarterback, and he did. When you have a better chance of flipping a coin and getting heads or tails right than you do if Tim Tebow's going to complete a pass, then you should not be playing quarterback. Okay.
Well, I think you've mentioned it a few times, right? Like, you look at basketball players, they're a certain height and a certain stature and stuff like that, and that's who they are as they're just built that way, Like, football players are also built a certain way. Like, it's not like Pee Wee Herman's out here, he's only playing in the Pee Wee leagues. He's not making it to the National Football League. So,
and have all the dreams you want, but I mean, the dreams are. I mean, it was baseball player, now it's a tight end. I mean, we hear rumblings. It's coaching. It's his motivational speaking. I'm not trying to knock a guy for doing the stuff that he likes, man. But at the end of the day, I mean, I guess with 80-something spots on a roster, you have an affiliation with the coach beforehand to get you a spot. But just what you saw right there was pretty. I mean, this was a day. It took a full day for them to be like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cut you there.
Maybe if he made it onto the special teams, like one of the 11 guys on the special teams could have been.
And that Ace, he didn't play a single special team snap. Why?
Yeah, I know.
Because he doesn't belong out there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying. I was trying to help his case here, but
yeah, that's a good point. And I was gonna bring that up. Urban Meyer mentioned that in his press conference today as why that's a big reason why he was cut from the team, because he wasn't able to perform not only on the offensive line, but he wasn't able to be out there for special teams. And guys like James O'Shaughnessy and other tight ends that we've mentioned that are on the Jaguars roster can do those kinds of things. Just for some context for Tim Tebow, your football career has been pretty phenomenal. Obviously not on an NFL level, but you won the Heisman Trophy in 2007, back-to-back national titles. in '07 and '08, both under Urban Meyer. Great that you got the opportunity. Just to touch on his only season as a starter, he went 7-4 with 12 touchdowns and 6 picks. So not incredible stats, but did lead that one like little playoff win over the Steelers. So you had your moment, and then Peyton Manning came in, and then since then we haven't seen him strap up as a quarterback for an NFL team, and rightfully so. He's just not the guy. I think he'd be better suited to be going back to the SEC network personally. I think he actually did. I think he actually did a pretty solid job when he was giving his commentary as a member of the SEC network. But Tim Tebow once again is out of the NFL. Unless there's anything left to say, I think we can move on to a guy who actually deserves to be in the NFL. Jamal Adams, Mr. In the box, out the box, whatever you want to call him, however you want to moniker this safety. He's one of the best at the positions. He just got a contract extension, which is an extension on his rookie deal. This is a contract that's going to be extended until the 2025 season. The deal includes an option bonus worth $12.5 million that can be exercised on the league year of next year in 2022, and has a max value of $72 million and a $20 million signing bonus. So this makes him officially the highest paid safety in the league. He surpassed Budda Baker and Justin Simmons, who were trailing him just prior to this. His annual average salary is at about $17.5 million. It also makes him the third highest paid player on the Seahawks and the 17th highest paid defensive player in the NFL. So money that Seattle probably anticipated spending, and money probably well deserved. He's been an All-Pro in 2019 and has made the Pro Bowl each of the last 3 seasons. And last year actually set the NFL record for most sacks by a defensive back in NFL history with 9.5, which led the Seahawks in that category. So my question to you guys is Jamal Adams, is he the best all-around safety in the league? I mean, there's honestly a lot of them. You talk about safeties, you talk about Tyron, you talk about Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates and Budda Baker. Where does he stand for you, and how do you feel about this move, guys?
So I'll go first here. I think he got the 9.5 sacks, right? Because he also wasn't dropping back as much last year because he was getting exposed a little bit more. He's not fresh in the league here, so he's almost even like the linebacker safety combo if you look at it that way. I believe he had more pressures on the quarterback than any other safety in the league, and it wasn't by a close margin. We're talking like double-digit margin. So he was getting pressure on the QBs because he wasn't dropping back as much as where he's his kind of inabilities to be in coverage as much. My top safety probably would be Justin Simmons still. I mean, he's probably graded as the highest. I mean, in terms of, he plays excellent coverage and he can tackle really hard. I mean, I don't know. I would say he's got good hands too, but I don't know. I mean, that's probably the easy choice there to say. I'm also kind of interested to see how John Johnson does in Cleveland this year, because I feel like he has kind of some room to grow up, being up in a little bit more of a blue collar, like tough defense, and I think he'll actually have a really nice season out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay, how about you?
Yeah, I think Jamal Adams is one of the premier safeties in the league. PFF, actually, this may surprise you guys, has him ranked 10th coming into the season. So right now, their 1 through 10 are Justin Simmons, Harrison Smith, John Johnson, Marcus Williams, Minka Fitzpatrick, Derwin James, Marcus May, Jesse Bates, Adrian Amos, Jamal Adams, Tyrann Mathieu. Now, if you're gonna have a drawback for Jamal Adams, it's gonna be his pass coverage. Single coverage against slot receivers. It's not where he really shines. A lot of really athletic tight ends are able to get around him as well. So the Seattle Seahawks do a really good job of keeping him in the box and utilizing his strengths to the best of their abilities by allowing him to rush the passer and be disruptive on that front line of the defense, rather than being that roaming top safety that we're accustomed to seeing from a traditional safety, right? Even strong safeties that play in the box, they don't play in the box as much as Jamal Adams does. Jamal Adams is very much a strong side of the field safety who plays in that 7 to 9 yard range and can trail back when he needs to, but also has the athleticism and the speed to, as you guys duly noted, with the sacks and pressures, to bring pressure, whether that be off the edge and a lot of times through the middle too. I mean, they're really creative with how they use him and where they bring those pressures from, which makes him really effective with those. A few things I'm interested about the contract more so from a bigger standpoint rather than just a Jamal Adams standpoint is what Andrew kind of mentioned about this being a big contract for a safety. Safety was not seen as a primary position just a few years ago. We're slowly starting to see that change. Tyrann Mathieu is a guy who's seeking a new contract from the Kansas City Chiefs, and this is not that I didn't want to see this happen because obviously everyone deserves to get their money. I want to see the players get paid. Mm-hmm. But it will make it harder for the Kansas City Chiefs to sign Tyrann Mathieu, given that, Jamal Adams got this amount of money. I mean, it's not – if I'm Tyrann Mathieu's agent, I'm coming out there with something around this and probably even more, to be honest. Tyrann Mathieu's been absolutely unbelievable since he came to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs defense has been entirely different since he came here and brought that presence that he's been able to bring. So I'm really interested in seeing that and how that all plays out and the ramifications that this signing has for safeties around the league and how they're getting paid. Jamal Adams is well worth it. Whether or not he performed well last year wasn't really going to matter, though. Once you give up 2 first-round picks for a guy, you're going to re-sign him. I mean, Jamal Adams had uber leverage here. Yeah. The Seahawks would have looked like absolute fools to give up 2 first-round picks and allow him to play this year on the franchise tag and then, very well may lose him next year or the year after that. And again, 2 first-round picks is no small price to pay. Like I said, for a safety and a position that doesn't always get looked at as a premium position in the NFL.
So I just want to add real quick too. In the 3 years that he was with it was 3 years that he was with the Jets, he almost matched his sack total because he had 12, I think, or so with the Jets, and he had 9.5 last season. And but even in his last season with the Jets, he was that was his season, like that was his career high in sacks, and he was getting a lot more pressure that season too. So I think we're just kind of seeing the player he's turning out to be, and this is the blossoming effect of him being the 4th year in the league, and we'll probably start to see the value of this contract, which I mean should be relatively a great deal for Seattle, just because Seattle's always been about the having a very tough defense to play, and look at their division too. I mean, they have some ample opportunity to look at, like if Trey Lance becomes the guy we think he might be, and Matthew Stafford now thrown to him. So yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah. So if Madden ratings mean anything to you guys, I don't know if they do. It means something to the players. He's right now the 7th ranked safety. He had an overall 90 overall rating in Madden, trailing Harrison Smith, Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates, Devin McCourty, Budda Baker, and Tyrann Mathieu is the top rated safety at 95. I think Jay would probably agree there, rightfully so. I think that they're doing Devin McCourty is a kind of one out of nowhere. He's a little higher for my taste, but again, they're Madden ratings. But yeah, Jamal Adams getting money that he rightfully deserves, and like you mentioned, AC is going to be a focal point of that defense going forward in a tough division featuring very tough offenses and very talented quarterbacks.
I'm convinced that Madden has professional. I know they have professionals, obviously, but I'm convinced that they have professionals who actually work on it on the Madden ratings, and then for other ones, they're just like a monkey clapping the dang gongs, dude. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, Minkah Fitzpatrick is nowhere to be found.
He's an 80. Minkah Fitzpatrick's an 89.
It's egregious.
He is number 10.
Yeah. And then the top 100 players came out on NFL Network yesterday, and Jesse Bates is 89. There's 88 players in the league better than Jesse Bates. Really, it's ridiculous. These people in their rankings.
Do you take maybe this is the transition, but George Kittle, who didn't really play that much last season, was ranked 50th. I mean, I know he's still a great player, but is that still a little high for him too? I mean, just because of his output last season?
No, not really. I think that's right around with George. He's the second best tight end in football.
Had he played, he probably would have been in the 20s or 30s. So I think that's fair. That one's pretty fair.
Okay. Best safety next year, is it Jamal Adams?
No, probably not. I think it's probably Justin Simmons. I love me some Justin Simmons. I mean, Justin Simmons is prototype size, speed, tackles, can guard in pass coverage, whether that be man, whether that be zone. I mean, he is literally prototypical. And then for me, I've loved Tyrann Mathieu since he was coming out of LSU. I love ball hawks. He's undersized. I get it. But the dude sticks his nose in there. And there's some people who just and football people will tell you this. There's some people who just have a nose for it, man. They just find their way to the football. And Tyrann Mathieu is one of those guys, man. He's just always around the football. It's crazy.
What is up, Andrew?
Hey, Derwin. I keep hearing it. I keep hearing Derwin's unbelievable. And, I mean, God, Andrew's ever going to stay healthy? Holy Toledo. We need to get a training staff over there in Los Angeles for those Chargers. I mean, we're injuring Tyrod Taylor before the game, giving him a shot. I mean, get him all out of there.
That's because the trainer knew Justin Herbert was better.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It was an inside job.
That's it. Yeah.
Which was really an inside job of Tyrod Taylor by screwing him up, so, you know.
Poor Tyrod, man. Now he's starting preseason games for the Houston Texans, and
what a place to be, though.
Boy.
That's like perfect place to have some good output without having to like have that much pressure on him, because like he couldn't play good without pressure.
Hashtag dedication here, Andrew. I would do the same if a guy on my team did.
Same. When Cope tore his Achilles, we were all like, take it right now, take it. Put me on the table. Take my Achilles right now. You can have it. Fresh, both. I don't care.
The Honey Badger left the sweet success of Arizona and had even more success winning a title and the Chiefs. So I'm sure he's not missing the cards, but I'm sure there's a part of him that's that appreciates where he came from. But
and I'm pretty sure he's happy that he didn't extend in Houston for that 1 year that he ended up in Kansas City. So speaking of Kansas City, Travis Kelce's in the news today. Not for anything football related, but Travis Kelce, the final appetizer of our news section, shaved his beard. He was most recently rocking the mustache look, along with his offensive linemen and a few of the receivers that had been at training camp, and then just decided, hey, I'm going to shave it all off and break the internet. So we're going to throw this on the screen real quick here and take a look at Travis Kelce without any facial hair. Wow, what a sight for sore eyes, my friend. This trended so much it went as far as PFF actually tweeting out in quotations not tight end one anymore, and which then led to Travis Kelce subsequently posting this on his own personal Twitter account.
Nice.
So it looks okay. He looks all right. He kind of looks like just looks like he's 10 years older, I guess. I mean,
if you had to pick one person in the NFL right now to like go to a party with, right? It's Gronk or Trav, right? I mean, who are you picking? I'm probably picking. I'm gonna be honest. My heart tells me to pick Trav, but I see some of Gronk stuff, bro, and it goes down with Gronk. I mean, this dude knows how to party. Okay.
Yeah, Gronk's the type of guy that'll jump on your shoulders, Jay, even though he's like 300 pounds, and he doesn't give a crap. Once he's partying,
he don't care.
He's in party mode. Man. Oh yeah, tight end one, man. I wonder if he
can't get used to this.
I wonder if he's gonna grow out the beard from here on out. I wonder.
I used to like too when he had his little comb over hairdo and everything. He shaved off the hair a couple years ago, and now the beard's gone. It's just I'm getting old as a Chiefs fan. They delivered the Super Bowl, but it's just I'm getting old.
To be completely transparent with you, I don't care what I think about this. What does Patrick Mahomes think about this? Is this going to affect their relationship at all? Is Patrick just brought a new baby into the world? Is he going to look at this baby face tight end now and be like, oh, it's my baby, and and give him even more love and attention? Because damn, Travis Kelce already gets like 9 catches, 90 yards, and it's only the second quarter. And man,
we love to see it. Now let me just speak logistically, right? As someone who's played football, and I'm sure quite a few people hopefully watching have played football before. The shaving thing is a no-go. I mean, I like to have some facial hair, especially when I'm strapping up every day. I mean, you imagine shaving and then in the hot summers putting on a cold helmet on you. No shot, dude. No, and no do-rag, no skull cover cap there. I mean, it's just not it, man. I'm not a fan. I always like to keep kind of like this when I was playing football. I have some protection, not just baby face right to the helmet. So, Trav looks like Ted Bundy.
I feel like we'll probably see the return of the beard here. Maybe as the season starts. He always does this though, like every preseason. Like not everybody follows. Oh my God. You were spot on. You were spot on. Oh my God. Yeah, that was like the best picture you could have picked. And you were spot on, Andrew. Wow. Oh my God. I'm shooketh from that. Okay, let's move off of that because I'm scared now. So we finished the appetizers, guys. Shall we get into some main course action here on this football feast episode?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some rookie breakdowns coming up here. We've going to take a look at some of the first round quarterbacks that were taken in this past year's draft. We're going to feature Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Justin Fields. Give you a play. Jay's going to go ahead and give you the breakdown of what they're looking at. Johnny is very efficient and intelligent when it comes to helping determine and explaining the game of football. To people who don't really understand what kind of coverages are being there. So that'll be a nice little meal to take part in. Jay, should we get started here? Or?
Yeah, so I'll start giving you like a brief little overview of what I saw. Andrew and I yesterday watched every play from all the rookies and kind of broke it down, and I had a few plays that stood out from each one. So Mac Jones, very, very much just came in, ran the offense. You didn't see any wow factors. You also didn't see anything too bad. Came in, hit the guys when they were open. The Patriots, kind of like everyone I imagine thought, came in with a really nice game plan in order to showcase for him. Make sure that there was nothing too crazy. He was able to one read, look, make a decision, not hold the ball too long. He only took one sack, so that's really encouraging. But let's get to the tape here because I do have a few for Mac Jones. I have two that I was going to show for him. The first one actually happens on the very first play of the game. Now, I just wanted to show this is one of the instances where he doesn't take what's available and tries to force something. Now, this is 2nd and 6. It's going to look like the receiver comes up with this ball, but he does not. It's ruled incomplete because it's preseason. There's no challenging. But he made this play a lot more difficult than it is. The Washington football team comes out, and this is as vanilla cover one as you could possibly get. You don't see the safety. He's deep, playing deep safety here. This is as cover one, vanilla as you can get. Trips on the right, dubs on the left. You're going to see the rub route happen on the top of your screen here with the number 3 receiver. Here comes the snap. And this is wide open right here. 17 works his way across the middle of the field as he's going to the 30. He's the number 2 on the backside. I mean, this is wide open. This is wide open, and look at all the space ahead for 17. Now, this guy, I believe this was N'Keal Harry. I don't remember off the top of my head. This is going to be a tough completion. I mean, this is great coverage right now by Washington's defensive back. He's right on his hip. You're going to see his hand come over the top and try to bat this down. And this ends up, like I said, falling incomplete. And due to this being preseason.
Stephon Diggs would have caught that.
Yeah, right. Stephon Diggs probably would have. But really just want to showcase here that we need to take the first read, right? 17, again, wide open. This is a 20-yard gain. That's one you got to have. Now we'll fast forward here to 1 minute and 2, and we'll go to another play from Mac Jones. And this is a very good play. Now, me and Andrew did notice yesterday, Patriots, in 4 straight plays, when they went under center, play action pass. Now, that does a lot for your quarterback, right? Number one, you're trusting him to turn his back to the defense, which is something that, as a young quarterback, it can be challenging. Because once you turn your back, now I got to turn, I got to reset my eyes and make sure I'm still seeing what I saw on my initial read, right? With pre-snap. Okay, so ball snapped here, play action pass, good throw into a tight window. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the one. It's I think it's the next one. I apologize. Goofed that up.
It's more.
That was a good play too, though. Just took the check down. It was available to him. No, it wasn't that one. Darn it. Lo siento, mi amigos.
No worries. It's all good, man.
Anyway, well, he made a good throw. It was on a dig route, so that was nice to see. He was able to complete a first down there. That was on a 3rd and 9. So he completed 2 third downs. Third down efficiency. That's what you like to see out of your franchise quarterbacks. So I think that Mac Jones did a pretty good job. Nothing too flashy. Didn't do anything too crazy. Didn't lead to a ton of points. Like I said, he only took 1 sack, so really navigated the offense well. Kind of like what we were anticipating, right, before the season started and before the draft started. We were thinking why he was going to go to the 49ers, because we were thinking he was just going to come in, run Kyle Shanahan's offense. That's kind of what we were looking to get from him. Obviously, that didn't happen. They went Trey Lance. But yeah, anything on your guys' end? Andrew, I know you watched with me.
Yeah, I mean, just from what I saw from his standpoint, I really just evaluated him just what he did in the pocket, because I'm not familiar with understanding coverages in the facet that you are. Just a few things that I noticed. I mean, he looked pretty comfortable for the most part. They didn't ask him to do a lot, so that obviously made that a little easier for him. He didn't take deeper than a 5-step drop in his first game, and he made 2 deep throws, which were both pretty catchable. They were nice balls. One of the big things coming in was, can he make the deep throws? He made 2 pretty good throws. One to the far left sideline and another one over the shoulder going up the right seam. And they were on target, catchable balls. Couldn't complete them, but rookie quarterbacks can do it. He stared down his primary target almost every passing down that he had. But in preseason, they're gonna look at the first read and hope the first read's there. If it's not there, get rid of it. But overall, not a bad debut, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, I think he was PFF's highest graded QB from week 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just be honest. He looks like he will be capable of keeping up, but that'll always be my concern, at least for his first season. Will he be able to keep up with how fast the defense is moving, to him and around him? And I think he'll be one of the easier QBs to, set up game plan for, because from what it kind of looked like and what his stats showed, he wasn't going too crazy, missing some reads. So I think there's some defensive schemes out there that'll put a lot of pressure on him, and I don't think Washington who should be a good defensive team this year, was really throwing the book at him. So I think they were just
absolutely
they were just playing their guys and seeing what happened.
And I think going forward for the rest of these quarterbacks, one thing that maybe Johnny you could attest to this, little Jay, is that what you see pre-snap in the preseason is probably what is most likely what you're going to see post-snap. So meaning like the defensive coverage they set up in is they're not rolling coverages. We're not disguising. We're getting people out there, getting them familiar with the calls, and that's pretty much it. So it's very vanilla, as you very much pointed out in the first minute.
Absolutely, yeah. Vanilla, plain Jane, as much as the easy stuff as you could possibly get, right? I mean, again, we're not trying to showcase anything for the regular season here, especially with 17 games. That's why you're not seeing a lot of the starters play. You're going to notice a trend here. Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, they played substantially more. You'll see when I get to Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence played his whole game tape was 2 minutes because he only played two possessions. So next we'll get into Trey Lance. Played against our Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I have quite a few plays for Trey Lance, so I'm going to make this a little bit quicker. But in terms of the takeaways overall, I saw a lot of good. You also saw some bad. In terms of the good, he showed an ability to move and throw off platform. We knew that coming in, right? That was one of the staples. That was one of the reasons why people were really high on Trey Lance. Good ball placement. I saw the receivers. I mean, his overall stats in that game, passing-wise, he was 5 for 14 with 128 yards, a lot of them coming on one play I'll show you. 4 of those were legit just drops. I mean, just right on them, good balls by Trey Lance, and just drops by the receivers. A couple of the bads, he missed a few gimmies, and I'm gonna show you a few of them. I mean, big gimmies. I mean, that are wide open first downs, big yardage that need to happen to keep the offense. Not only are we looking for first downs, scoring in the red zone, right? You're looking to keep the offense on schedule. And when you don't convert the easy ones on 2nd and 10, and now we're looking at 3rd and 10, like I was telling Andrew yesterday, you complete the 2nd and 10, you get 6 to 7 yards. I have a ton of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. I'm very limited for what I have for 3rd and 10. Right now, that's where playmakers have to make plays, and it's a lot harder to scheme something up for 3rd and 10. So that was something that really stood out to me. So let's roll some of the tape. The first one is going to be kind of crazy, but it's going to be on the first play of the game as well, because he does a good job here of understanding pocket awareness, filling the void, and delivering a really good ball to his receiver that, as I mentioned, he drops. So right here, play action pass, a theme you'll see quite a bit with these young quarterbacks. Good job filling the void, Great pass in traffic, and that's just dropped by Brandon Ayuk. And while I'm on the topic of Brandon Ayuk, he needs to catch football. He had a few drops last year.
Ayukin!
We're not too happy with Mr. Ayuk. If we're looking
That,
at him,
that was pretty good, Ace.
That's a great, yeah, right. That's a great ball right there. Okay, so 1st and 10 here. This is the touchdown. Okay, this is the one that you're gonna see on everything. The big key that I want everyone to watch here. This is cover 2 man. So one safety that's up here on the 30-yard line where the number 30 is, closer to the Kansas City Chiefs sideline, has one half. The other one next to the 75 number here, next to the NFL logo, has the other half of the field. You're going to see this safety on the Chiefs sideline, on the 49ers sideline sign, Chase, and this is wide open. Offensive line does a great job, gives him a ton of time. Again, play action pass, and on the set, it's wide open. I mean, no one's even close to this guy. I mean, he's 5 yards off. Little speed burst, great arm strength. This next view, you'll really see what Trey Lance saw. And once this safety flips his hips and starts to come towards center field of the middle of the field, I mean, Trey Lance knows he's got this ball in the bag. So you'll see it right here. Here comes, watch safety 24 here. Right, watch him flip his hips. Here he comes, and now I'm chasing for no reason. The minute that he flips his hips, right here, this is over. Trey Lance knows my guy won. So now you put it out there for him, let the guy get under it, and we're off to the races for an 80-yard house call. So 2 really good plays there. You guys got anything on those plays, boys?
I think he got pressured quite a bit in this game.
Yeah, he did.
He was sacked like 4 or 5 times. So I would have liked to see him probably play a little bit longer. Also, would have liked to see San Francisco maybe guard for him a little bit better. Trent Williams and Alex Mack didn't play, so
Yep.
Obviously, they don't have to play in every preseason game. But yeah, I did like some of his composure there. I think he'll probably be a little streaky at first in his career, but yeah, I'm not completely upset with what I saw. I think he's still probably, I'd give his performance maybe like a C, which is good. I mean for a rookie QB, it's not bad.
Yeah. So here's another one. This is one of the easies I was talking about, I would say. 2nd and 7, we're in the red zone. We end up settling for a field goal here. And not that this is the play why, but this definitely doesn't help. You're going to see here, I mean, the Chiefs are coming out. This is going to, at first glance, you wouldn't think this is man coverage, but this ends up being man coverage. So this is one of those times where the defense actually kind of disguised a little bit. So I'll roll the tape here, and you're going to see the under, kind of like Mac Jones, natural rub. Right here, 22 is wide open. I mean, this rub works perfectly. Don't get a banjo from the corner and the safety. They try to chase. 22 is wide open. This is at least going to be a first down. Very well could be more. And Trey Lance holds the football too long, and this is a sack. Granted, the Kansas City Chiefs did a good job of getting pressure. We didn't have a ton of time, but this needs to be your first read. This needs to be hit right away, right now. We're getting at least a first down and very maybe more. And not settling for a field goal.
So if you know your offensive line is falling apart on you quick there, does he even have time for a second read? And is his second read essentially just trying to run out of the pocket and maybe back to the line of scrimmage?
So these are good questions, Ace. Because this is the shortest route and it's the route coming right in front of your face, I'm not in the 49ers locker room, but I would be very hard-pressed to see how this is not your first read. I mean, this is as easy as it gets. This is coming to you from the outside, cross his face. Again, no one within 5 yards of 22. There's no one almost within. This is almost 7-8 yards. No one close. And that needs to be hit. That needs to be hit, and that needs to be a first down. And again, they settled for a field goal there. And I don't know if you're settling for a field goal there. If you get the first down, all of a sudden you're at first and goal at around the 8-yard line, and we can get something going. Lastly, I'm going to show you is this was bad. This was almost a pick, and this is just a rookie quarterback going through it. Gets fooled by the cover 2 corner here. Thinks that he's got a guy wide open. Thinks that the corner is going to stay short in the flat. Now, I want you to watch the guy up top towards the Kansas City Chiefs sideline, again, up next to the 75. You're going to see him release upfield, that he comes inside, but watch the corner. release upfield. Trey Lance, for some reason, thinks he's going to sit in the flat. Doesn't happen. He gets depth, which is what you're taught to do there as the cover 2 corner. No immediate pressure. Guy goes inside. No running back coming out of the flat. Now I get depth. I mean, this should be pick. That should be a pick, and we should be going the other way. Again, rookie growing pains. You're going to see these a lot, especially with these young guys, but stuff that you got to work through, and that's what you have the preseason for. But just a few things I wanted to point out because you saw a lot of good things, but I did want to point out that you did see a few things, a little cause for concerns. Obviously, preseason game 1, we're going to work through these things. But yeah, just wanted to bring up some of these things that watching the tape that you were able to see if you went through and watched every play.
Yeah, I thought he stayed pretty mobile in the pocket for the most part. He showed good movement, and that's a big thing about being a quarterback too. You got to be mobile in the pocket and be able to use your feet to create passing windows. So I think that's something that he can grow on and be better at. And like you mentioned, though, he didn't do a good job of seeing the whole field. He like you mentioned, he missed some easy reads, but growing pain. So nothing to really harp on just yet. But just from what we saw, those are just some things to work on and to hopefully improve on going forward for Trey Lance. But definitely a lot of that talent that they were talking about is as advertised, and if they can hone in on it and he can really harness it to Kyle Shanahan's offense, they'll be pretty successful.
Right. Cool. All right. Moving on to the golden boy of the draft, Trevor Lawrence, number 1 pick. He made a few great throws in his limited time. I mean, a few throws that make you realize why he went number 1, and it's for a good reason. And on these throws, he made a few things happen. I mean, the throw to Marvin Jones that I'm going to show you was great. He had to wait. It wasn't there initially. Offensive line did a good job of getting him some time. Put a good ball. I even put in my comments here, Johnny Likey, because Johnny really liked me. Downside, he held the ball a little bit too much. Offensive line wasn't great all game. And he did take, I think he took 4 sacks in total. Took 2 sacks. I apologize. 2 sacks. Trey Lance took the 4. So 2 sacks there. Missed 1 easy throw. And he did fumble on the first play of the game. Got sacked. Pressure right up the middle. Did fumble. So let's go to the tape. I'm going to show you the 2 good ones because I saw mostly good from Trevor Lawrence, obviously, in a short sample size. Don't need to show you the sack fumble. That was one that, in my opinion, the offensive line really broke down on him. Not anticipating that to be a big problem, but you do like to see him maybe make a quicker decision, maybe get the ball away there. So here's going to be the 3rd and 9. So here on 3rd and 9, I mean, he gets a D lineman right in his face. He makes a great throw outside to the numbers on Marvin Jones. So Marvin Jones is down here, bottom of the screen. You already see the corner, right? He's already kind of giving away his leverage, right? Showing Marvin Jones that I'm going to allow you inside but not outside, and then the corner does an absolutely piss-poor job of not allowing Marvin Jones outside. So here comes the play. You see the defensive lineman gets right in his face and an absolute bullet to the outside shoulder. Marvin Jones wins the leverage. This is a first down. We move the sticks, and we keep the offense going, which is a great thing. You like to see that kind of stuff, man. Great arm strength. Again, did a great job. Poised in the pocket, had a guy right in his lap, and was able to step in, make a good throw. Now that's a good throw, right? That's a throw that quarterback should be making, though. Now, these are the kind of throws, when we start seeing stuff like this, makes him a number 1 pick and why it's something really special and why people are really excited to see Trevor Lawrence going forward. This is 3rd and 10. I mean, this is not a good scenario. Like I just mentioned, there's not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 10. And this play that they designed is not open. This is Trevor Lawrence and Marvin Jones making something happen. Cleveland only brings 4. O-line gives him good amount of time, but he makes a great throw, allows his guy to go up and get it. And again, we're moving the chains, and the offense is still moving, which is all you can ask for, especially on 3rd down. So here it comes. Here comes the snap. Offensive line does a good job holding up projection. Marvin Jones makes a little move upfield here out the seam. And this is a great time. Great ball. Great job allowing for Marvin Jones to go up and get it. Just great feather touch placement as well. Does a great job of knowing where the middle high safety is and knowing that he can't get there if he puts that ball out there. A lot of times when you see a little floaters like that, you're worried that the ball gets put out there, someone can make a play on it. But really good job of understanding what was going on defensively and making sure that only Marvin Jones could go get it. Marvin Jones went up and got it.
Nice.
Yeah, not to get too I don't want to be super I don't even know what word I want to use, but Patrick Mahomes made in his first career start, and this is preseason, but in his first career start against the Broncos, Patrick Mahomes made a similar throw down the seam to Demetrius Harris for his first NFL completion is almost like a carbon copy of this, where it's like over the top, only in a spot that you can get it, receiver turning around. That's very like, if you're a Chiefs fan, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. But just arm is as advertised, in my opinion, especially throwing outside the numbers. Didn't see any hiccups there, especially that first throw to Marvin Jones. Gets it away from the defender on the outside shoulder, down and away. He showed patience in the pocket and no signs of panic. And again, you love to see good mobility in the pocket when you can work the pocket and sense the pressure and step away from it and stay balanced and stay like scanning the field. So I thought he did a really good job of that. He held the ball a little too long, but that could just be like an issue of him being at Clemson and just understanding like I have more time than I actually think I do, and that's something that he'll figure out. Be like, okay, I play for the Jaguars now. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. So, and as I mentioned, they're going against the Cleveland Browns' first team, defensive line, which is pretty solid. So, but mostly good things with Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just add one quick take here, but Gardner Minshew didn't play well. Like he 4 for 7 or something like that. He threw a pick at the end of the half, but it was a Hail Mary, so can't really discredit him there. But he didn't look any better than Trevor Lawrence looked bad. So I think this is Trevor Lawrence's job. I do feel bad for the stash master over there, but I don't know if he's gonna hold on to the job here.
Yeah, there's no shot. The minute they drafted Trevor Lawrence, Gardner Minshew was on the pine there holding the clipboard.
Worst case scenario, man. You're the poster boy for Farmers Only. Not bad.
FarmersOnly.com.
I think he'll take it, to be honest with you. Okay, moving on to a guy who also didn't play too much, Zach Wilson. We only saw him in a few series. Sorry, what was that?
I was going to say we need to get Amanda to Photoshop his face onto a FarmersOnly.com advertisement.
Right? So Zach Wilson was a guy. I thought there was a competition. Yeah, there's no competition, bro. You can go ahead and use the restroom now, Gardner. Don't worry. Don't stop saving it. So, yeah, Zach Wilson was not my cream of the crop quarterback coming out. I mean, I think I don't know how many times I mentioned it. I thought Justin Fields would have been the second pick if I was the GM of the New York Jets, but I'm not. So, Zach Wilson it is. He looked really good. I mean, a lot of the things that you saw at a college from him and a lot of the questions you had coming into the NFL, I mean, for a first preseason game, he answered a few of them. He didn't really make a whole lot of plays with his legs, not a whole lot of running, not a whole lot of off-platform stuff. He made 2, and I'm going to show you both of them, really good third down decisions and picked up first downs, kept the chains moving, and, I thought he looked really good. I really don't have a whole lot of negatives because we didn't see a whole lot. I guess the big negative is we didn't see him do the things he was really good at when he was at BYU, and again, you saw him do it at BYU. So if you thought he was good enough to draft him, then obviously you think he can already do those things. So let's go to Zach Wilson here. First play I'm going to show you is a 3rd and 6. He picks up the first down here on a nice little pass to Corey Davis out of the trips. So formation here, we have trips, right? Everyone's playing straight up. This looks as vanilla, again, man-to-man coverage as you could possibly get. Top of the screen there. So this is an out route by Corey Davis right at the sticks. As long as he wins leverage, right, and he stays square and is able to get to that outside shoulder of the cornerback, and now you're a quarterback, you're letting this go right away for a first down. So great read, easy read, right? First, he's the number 1 read here. We're going for the sticks, but great execution, great throw, great eyes. Ball is thrown before Corey Davis even turns his head. So I'll let the tape feature itself here as he gets a first down in the pocket, by the way.
Important.
So great job here. Stays in the pocket. Nice rhythm. Bang. Good throw. Outside the numbers. Field side. And a great job of winning leverage there. Right here. Ball was already out. You see he wins the leverage. Now put it out there and let your receiver go get this darn thing. And great job keeping it flat. Didn't fade by the receiver. A lot of times you see receivers fade that route and not stick it and come right down the line. And your quarterback expects you to, and when you don't, that's when you see a lot of those cornerbacks cut it off. A lot of times those corners, they're not always making the right read. A lot of times it's the receiver drifting or the quarterback not putting it on the receiver. So that was a great job right there. 3rd and 6, picks up the first down, stays in the pocket. So again, that's the biggest question, right? That was one of the biggest questions of him coming out. Wanted to make sure that he'd be able to throw from the pocket. Now, here's another one, 3rd and 9, right? not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 9. We need to keep the offense going. Again, as vanilla, plain Jane, man-to-man coverage as you're going to get, that's what he gets here. Gets time from the O-line. Keelan Cole is the man who wins here on the skinny post. He's actually the number 2 here on the trips to the field side. And he's going to win on the first window. And Zach Wilson does a good job getting some heat behind this ball, hitting him in the first window and putting it in a spot where Keelan Cole can stay safe and make sure he gets the first down. And this is a completed catch for a first down. So we'll let the play run. Good snap. Good job here. Again, good timing on the drop back and bullet. What you really like to see in terms of him being in the pocket is not always just him staying in the pocket, but understanding I have a 5-step drop, get to my drop, hit it on the back foot, read the defense. Is it open? Yes, it is. If it's not, now I'm making a play, right? So good job by Zach Wilson. I thought the tape was really encouraging. We didn't get a whole lot, but I thought it was encouraging for what we got.
Yeah, I like that pass to Corey Davis there. It was where the defense couldn't get to it too. And Corey Davis played 4 snaps. Zach Wilson threw it to him 4 times. So looks like Corey Davis is going to be his boy out there. I mean, I like what I saw so far from Zach Wilson. And it's interesting to see from what you're putting up here, but a lot of these QBs are staying in the pocket, right? So it's I mean, you don't want these guys to be running around, so we're kind of seeing the that part of them displayed here. So I wonder who's going to be the first guy to like just turn the switch on and just be like, oh yeah, let's go. Like I'm gonna try my I'm not gonna listen to the game plan. I'm gonna try to be hero. I don't know. Maybe that still might be Zach Wilson because it might be he kind of seems like he would probably try to be hero, especially on this Jets team that'll probably not be favored many games, but still plays close. They'll still play close. Jags probably won't be super competitive, so I could see why Trevor Lawrence wouldn't be that guy. And then Ryan just talking about A's pitcher just got hit in the face. Sucks for Chris Bassett. Yeah,
that sucks, man.
But yeah. It's
Andrew, on Zach Wilson?
Something real quick. We didn't see a lot, like you mentioned. I just thought he did a good job of in a limited time. He sensed pressure pretty well and got the ball out quickly when he needed to. And honestly, to my surprise, the biggest thing that I thought he was going to struggle with was velocity on the football. Those 2 throws you showed, on the money, where they needed to be, and great zip. So, preseason, game 1, we'll see how he pans out. Funny that you mentioned that one of these guys are going to be playing hero. I think actually, I don't want to speak for Jay, but Justin Fields had a little bit of that hero ball you're talking about in the first half before settling in the second half and making a few better. Yeah, maybe making a few better plays as the game went on. But so far for Zach Wilson, kind of pleasantly surprised.
Absolutely.
He might be on the most competitive team. Yeah, okay.
Right. Justin Fields, I mean, was the guy that I was really high on outside of Trevor Lawrence, obviously coming in. And look, the tape speaks for itself. I'm not coming in with any predetermined, biases. I mean, obviously, except anyone who plays for Kansas City. But Justin Fields didn't have a rocky start. I mean, this was a borderline awful start. So that's where I want to start off with the negatives. Very rocky start, 3 straight 3-and-outs. A lot of really bad decisions. Throwing off the back foot. One of them I'll show you. He tries to get out of the pocket, doesn't take care of the football, fumbles. Fortunately, the Bears are able to recover. But a lot of the good stuff we saw from Justin Fields was a lot of the stuff we expected to see from Justin Fields. Made plays with his legs. Did some running with the football. Scored a rushing touchdown. Scored a passing touchdown. Now, the passing touchdown is I'm not going to even show you that one because it was literally nothing. It was a phenomenally designed play by Matt Nagy. Not a play that you're going to see often. Tight end ran like a wide, shallow cross and up and play action pass, max protect. Kind of like we saw with Trey Lance's touchdown where that top half of the safety, that cover 2 safety, ends up going where he's not supposed to. And Justin Fields is a wide open touchdown. No one was within 10 yards of Jesse James. So let's break it down here. Let's go to the film. Let's pick it up. Justin Fields, he ended up with some gaudy numbers, and you're going to see, again, a lot of the good. But I really want to focus on the bad because I thought it was bad until he settled in. So here's a minute 21. This is 2nd and 12, 2:24 left. Second and 12. We're in second and 12 already after a bad snap from the center. So we're on our side of the field, 2:24. We're down 6-0. We're not looking for hero ball here, man. You know what I'm saying? Go out, make the plays you're supposed to play. You're supposed to make. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. This is about as awful as it gets. The pressure's not great. I mean, look, just initially, he's got a good-looking pocket. Nothing hasn't collapsed yet. Now you see a little bit of pressure right in his face. All he had to do here was slide a little bit left. Instead, look at the feet when we're throwing this football. Ooh. Not stepping in, clearly falling back, and watch this thing just rainbow over. Gets tipped. Again, should have been a pick. And, I mean, that's about as bad as you want to start. I mean, really. That's plus side of the field. I mean, that's your side of the field here. They picked this ball off. We're in automatic, look, at least field goal territory here. That is not what you're wanting to see. And to make a rocky start even a little bit worse, here he comes trying to make another play, right? Feels the pressure, slides left. Okay, good job. Now get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. No, instead, loosey-goosey with the ball, holding it like it's a loaf of bread, and it gets popped out there. Not what you want to see. So, again, very rocky start. He had another series to end the half. That was kind of just dink and duck stuff in the 2 minutes. Not really going to focus on that. Now let's go to the 350 mark. And this is where you start to see some of the abilities that we saw in college really shine. I mean, I know people talk about quarterbacks being fast. Until you see them running away from defenders, you really don't know how fast they are. This dude's fast, okay? This dude's really fast. You're going to see him blow everyone away here. 3rd and 9. Again, not a lot of plays for 3rd and 9. Got to make something happen. Ooh. Pressure initially. Look at this. Great job of baiting the defender here. I mean, this is not open initially. This defender has a great job of staying here on the crosser. Gets to him. Justin Fields baits him. Great throw for the first down. And that's the stuff you saw from Justin Fields. That's a lot of the good stuff that we consistently saw at Ohio State. We saw him using his legs, making plays, doing things that weren't in the regular flow of the offense. So now, what are the things we need to work on? The same things that we talked about. Finding your rhythm in the offense, making the plays when they're there, not forcing and pressing too much. And kind of like you were saying, Ace, you know, you want to go out there and make hero balls. It was when he settled down and made the plays that were there for him, we really saw him have success in that third quarter. It's really where he shined. And that's where a lot of those plays really added up to his stat line, because he finished with the better stats of any quarterback that started in that week one, or that played in that week one preseason from that draft class. So, you know, we saw a lot of good from each guy. We saw a lot of bad from each guy. But I think that this quarterback class is going to be really interesting to continue to break down. I'm going to go and I'm going to watch every single snap from every single one of them take for the next 4 weeks, for the next 3 weeks in the preseason until we know what's up with the starters. So I'll keep you guys posted.
Love it. That's right there.
Yeah, who's starting week 1 for the Bears? I got the beige water pistol, Andy Dalton, and mostly because it's not a lack of belief in Justin Fields. It is a lack of belief in the Bears' offensive line right now. Their second-round offensive lineman that they picked, who was projected to be a first-rounder, Tevin Jenkins, hasn't even seen the field in the preseason yet, and they've really been shaky just all over the offensive line since last year. So I don't want to put them out against Aaron Donald, Michael Brockers and company. So I'll go ahead and let the beige water pistol go out there and make his and earn his $10 million, and leave my franchise alone. And I'll play him back when we're when the Bears are like 2-7 and you know, just need to get some reps under his belt.
I could see Justin Fields easily being like not replicated to what Justin Herbert did last year, because I think he had a real special rookie campaign that we haven't seen in a good while. But I could see him starting after a few games and then just commanding the position after. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think the Bears obviously have a shot to make the playoffs, so they don't want to tread. They want to tread lightly with, you know, where they change the direction of their team. But it doesn't matter if, you know, they got to look at it this way. Like, you're either winning the Super Bowl or you're not. Like, if they don't think this is a Super Bowl roster, most Super Bowl rosters are not consisting of a rookie QB, right? So they also have to think long term too. So I would hope that they, you know, set this guy up for success, because, like from some of the looks here, he might be the best QB we see out of this draft, and There are some good ones that we've seen so far, and we've seen what we saw Jordan Love last year. Was it 2020? Yeah, get drafted in the first round. He hasn't played a snap. We've seen okay things from Joe Burrow, okay things from Tua. Justin Herbert really impressed me last year. So we had 4 QBs in the first round last year. This year we have 5. So I'm not expecting all of them to wow me in year one. But yeah, Justin Fields has that potential because he does seem like he wants to be the guy, maybe the hero, right? So, but yeah, I think Andy Dalton should start week 1.
Yeah, Andy Dalton, 100%.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to more of those breakdowns, Jay. That was honestly really excellent. Made it very clear and concise for us to understand. Hopefully, you guys all understood it too. Yeah. We'll have more of that as the season goes along. Those of you who've been sticking around.
I was zoned in too.
Yeah, seriously, it's very interesting to get the breakdown where you can understand what the quarterback's seeing, and for Jay being able to play football in his college and high school days, that really gives us a keen eye to be able to look into it and see what they're seeing. So awesome. Main course was wonderful. I much like a lot of people after a nice Thanksgiving dinner, love to take a little break before we get to dessert. And while I take a break, I like to do I like to go on YouTube a little bit. And what better way to go on YouTube than to go on and find the AJA Sports Show channel. And if you're looking for an easy way to subscribe and support us, and you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit the bell. Make sure you get notified when we are live, when we're going to be going on. So you stay in tune in what we're going to be doing as the NFL season nears. Without further ado, though, main course is over. Let's get into some dessert. We have we have our own take of Jimmy Fallon's, little spin-off, the NFL superlatives. So I'm going to ask a couple questions, and you guys are going to give me some answers, and that's basically how it's going to go. So superlatives, as we know, is the most likely to. So we're going to start off with this one first, because now that the 17 games added and the way the game is going with the aired out kind of football, which player is most likely to throw for 6,000 yards in the 2021 season?
Patrick Mahomes.
Shocker.
Oh, this one. So, in Peyton Manning's best season, he threw for 5,400. If you gave him another game, he probably could have thrown for another 300 or 400 yards, so he'd been at 5,800. Oh, man. Oh, man. I think it's Patrick Mahomes, too.
I think it's hard not to pick Mahomes, but I think it's either Mahomes or Allen. It's one of those two guys if they're going to do it. I would even go and say, just those two guys. I think that was a pretty softball question to start, and a pretty easy superlative to.
I'm the Bills fan here, so I'm just trying to find a way to say Josh Allen, but
to throw for 5,000 yards, you better have a good offensive line that's going to allow your quarterback to stay healthy for 17 weeks to throw for 5,000 yards. You better have good receivers, running backs, and tight ends that are going to be able to. Hey, that's not a bad one, Ryan. Hey,
we said 6,000 yards, not 6,000 picks.
Yeah, he'll throw for 6,000 yards, but I mean he'll probably have about 25 interceptions. So you're good there. I mean, he's going to throw as much to the other team as he does to his team. So
hey, hot take. Jameis is the most entertaining interviewer in the NFL, dude. Have you?
Oh, he's ridiculous. Yeah, he's ridiculous.
He's hilarious.
Eat the W. Eat the W.
Oh man.
You can't come back after that, right? After you make yourself look like that big of a fool, how do you walk into the locker room?
What do you mean you can't come back?
No, he didn't do it when he was. I'm saying when he was in Tampa. Like, the moment I'm a GM, I see him over here trying to eat his fingers. Like, okay, bro, we gotta. That's enough. Jameis Winston experience.
So real quick though, if I had to give a dark horse pick, I would say Justin Herbert. And we talked a lot about him, but why the hell not? Why he should start all 17 games? They should try to evolve him to the next step. He had plus 4,000 yards last year, so and had this other idiot not gotten into trouble, Deshaun Watson would have also been in the conversation. But
I got a dark horse, Andrew. It's actually your boy, guy you're really high on this year. Kind of fits all the criteria I just mentioned. Mr. Dak.
It's I'm pegging. We'll get into that in a few weeks, but I think Dak Prescott is gonna have a monster season. Like, I'm talking monster, like almost probably MVP worthy season, because I think he's going to have to play all the games. And the thing that I was going to say about Josh Allen and Pat, and the thing about this applies to Herbert too. Herbert and Dak were probably going to have to be playing all 17 of those games. You would imagine maybe Buffalo and Kansas City don't have to play that extra 17th game, if you get a bye or this and that or whatever. And obviously that's tongue in cheek. You hope for that. You expect them to play all 17, but if they don't, those are the two guys I think that you could probably pencil in to say, yeah, I can almost guarantee that these guys are going to be in in all 17 games. So it's a good one.
Love it.
Dak.
Love it.
All right, ready to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
All right, so we have most likely to lead the league in yards from scrimmage. Lead the league in yards from scrimmage. So I was going to go all purpose, but NFL doesn't really count like return yards and stuff as to like the stats, but they do in college, so kind of weird. So yards from scrimmage, most likely to lead the league in yards from scrimmage next season.
You want to go first, Ace? You got someone?
Yeah. Okay. It's obvious. The first choice is Derrick Henry, but I'm gonna say Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is an underrated receiver as well. Like
Yes.
he doesn't get as much praise for that. But yeah, I think he's just as good of a runner as Derrick Henry. Obviously, he's not better than Derrick Henry as a runner, but yeah, I'm going to say Dalvin Cook. He was injured last season too, I think for 1 or 2 games, so why not Dalvin Cook? Yeah, Dalvin Cook. I'm pretty confident with that.
Yeah, I like it.
What do you think, Jay?
I mean, mine's going to be Christian McCaffrey. I kind of had it pegged from the minute that we started talking about this. It's going to be great. It's Christian McCaffrey. The dude's unbelievable. He's the best receiving running back in football, in my opinion. I don't find it to be particularly close. And he's one of the best running ones, too. If he stays healthy, he's unbelievable. I mean, I've mentioned it a bunch. You've seen Kamara. Kamara's not a bad one.
I'm surprised Ace didn't go with Kamara.
I was thinking, I know, but I believe in, as weird as this sounds, I believe in Minnesota's offense a little bit more than I believe in the Saints' offense.
Oh, no. By all means,
so,
100%.
But yeah, Kamara can go 1,000 and 1,000, right? He hasn't topped 1,000 rushing yards yet. He should do that this season. And why not catch 1,000 yards? I mean, Drew Brees and love to air it out to his other guys too. Like Drew Brees is like every guy on my team, yeah, they're gonna get a target. I don't know if that's gonna be the same like ideals sent into Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill, where like all 11 of our all of 11 of our guys have to get a target in the game. No, like Saints roll out 3 tight ends and they all need 2 targets. They don't need to do that either. So I think it's only a matter of time before Kamara does lead the league in all-purpose yards. But yeah, it'll be cool.
We don't know what's happening with Michael Thomas, so that's gonna give him a bump, obviously. And since he came in from college, they had Mark Ingram, they had Latavius Murray, who were always able to spell him. This year it's kind of the Alvin Kamara show. So I think that's a great choice. But yeah, if I'm Sam Darnold, I really want it to be Christian McCaffrey. Help me out a little bit, because holy Toledo. Yeah, he's unbelievable when he's healthy. So I would say Christian McCaffrey personally. Andrew, what do you think, bud?
You said Sam Darnold, and I totally forgot that he was on the Panthers, even after we just watched Zach Wilson make some throws for the Jets uniform. But yeah, I would probably say Christian McCaffrey. I think an outside guy on the outside looking in could be like Derrick Henry possibly. Dalvin Cook was a good one. Even Aaron Jones without Jamal Williams being there now could be a guy who leads in all-purpose yards. He showed good ability after the catch. I'd probably pencil in McCaffrey for this one, but I think there's a lot of players who are capable of leading the league in scrimmage yards.
What's scary too is like we didn't get a good season as Saquon. He was obviously injured. And
Saquon too, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get a great season out of Zeke, even though he played most of the season. So yeah, I think there's the divide between Derrick Henry and everybody else is not that big. It's just Derrick Henry is built different and played all the games last year. So and the Titans needed to get some W's to get into the playoffs there. So they were obviously rolling with their best weapon as much as they could. But yeah, we'll probably all be wrong. It'll probably be King Henry, but whatever.
Before the trade for Julio, I was kind of hoping, like, going into next season that, like, the Titans would just go all in again on Derrick Henry and be like, okay, we got an extra game. We're going to get him to 3,000 yards rushing. But,
Oh my
yes.
yes.
I mean, imagine, like, how crazy would that be, like, to see a fucking running back go for 3,000 yards.
For real.
All right, let's move on to a funny one because we mentioned this on the last NFL show we did. The new taunting, not a new taunting rule, but taunting is a point of emphasis. And the New York Giants GM or owner John Mara came out and said, "We're tired of seeing players, the talking on the sidelines and being humans." Basically, he didn't say being humans, but that's essentially what it is. And Tyrann Mathieu actually went out and said like, "Oh yeah, more just shut up and play," which. Good for you, Tyrann Mathieu, for speaking out against it. The taunting thing is kind of stupid. But with that in mind, which player do you think is most likely to be flagged for taunting the most going into next season?
Ooh.
It's a tough one because a lot of talkers, and you don't really know what the criteria is going to be. You don't know how loose the referees are going to be. You don't know how strict they're going to be. Right. I think there's a lot of opportunities for players here. I think there could be some. Yeah, I think we could see a lot of taunting penalty. I think a lot of players from the Chiefs, to be honest with you, could be on this list.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
My initial one would be Chris Jones. I think Chris Jones.
That's
who I was for the Chiefs. Chris Jones with the Chiefs. I think he'll get flagged the most. Probably the most. Somewhat close to the most.
Cries at Juju. Juju's probably the one crying because everyone's taunting him for his silly little TikTok dances. Yeah, good lord. I love how he last season he was like, yeah, I might not do this anymore, and then the first preseason game he's already out there.
You know who?
Oh, dude.
So you know who the first person I think of is Gronk. Is Gronk playing next season?
Yeah, he is.
You know who's an ass? Kind of an.
Tell us who.
Jarvis Landry is kind of an ass. Like he
a little bit, yeah.
I want to say like Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham are gonna get the most taunting. Like. I could see that. I could see them getting like 2 or 3 next season as a wide receiver core.
We've been waiting for them to be both healthy, so that way I think I mentioned it like a couple of years ago on a podcast episode that like I was hoping that Jarvis and Odell would be having like all these cool touchdown celebrations. Odell can't stay healthy. Can't see touchdown celebrations. I mean, they loosened the restrictions on that, but now the taunting comes back into play, and now it's just like, what do you even do anymore as an NFL player? Just hand the ball back to the referee on a platter.
Is it like I told you guys? I sent you guys the video of Bill Belichick talking about like celebrating. Like I don't know if people understand how difficult it is to succeed at something in football. Like it is very hard just to make a tackle, let alone score a touchdown or get an interception or make somebody fumble. So yeah, I'm gonna celebrate. The first person I thought of, to be honest, and he would definitely be my pick if he wasn't sitting there coaching high school football. I guess he'll probably get a few flags in high school football. Is Phillip Rivers? I mean, I remember watching a mic'd up episode, and he like gets in someone's face and is like, 80-yard touchdown, woo! Like just like screamed at his face. So I can definitely see Phillip Rivers being the guy that, if he was still playing, 100% would be getting a taunting penalty, and it wouldn't be like for cussing. He still gets in people's face, but it's like, dang, blast it! Like all those old-time bow tie wearing sayings that folks
this is dadgummit.
Yeah, dadgummit. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh, it should be interesting going into next season how the taunting penalty gets applied. All right, we got our
reaction or the cell phone, Ryan. Chad Ochocinco with the cell phone under the goalpost so he can call his mom.
We're gonna have a most disrespectful celebration we've ever seen. I think it's the pulling the pants down.
No. It's Terrell Owens getting the ball and slamming it on the goal.
Okay, yeah. I guess aside from that, yeah, you're right. It is that one. All right, so this is the last item on the dessert menu. Most likely to be an Avenger. I threw in when they grow up. That kind of sounds kind of ridiculous because they're already grown men. But who's most likely as an NFL player would you have pegged to be an Avenger when they are done with their NFL career? Or maybe even Tim Tebow, who's now currently done with his NFL career and is a sprightly 32. Most likely to be an Avenger.
Tebow. We said the name Tebow too many times in the show already.
We did. We definitely did.
Probably more than Skip Bayless did today, which is saying something.
This is a good one. Okay,
God,
so...
Ryan, what a troll. What a troll. What a troll.
Yes, Tim Tebow. Harness the power of Christ.
Oh man, where are we gonna go with this one? Okay,
Yeah, it's tough. Like body wise, or like the way they go about like. Because if it's like their persona, I'd say like Russell Wilson. Like Russell Wilson could be like Captain America.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could be anything. It could be whatever makes the not the quarterback, whatever makes the player, whatever personality trait they have that can, you could translate that into like an Avenger. Yeah, whatever you could do.
I'll say J.J. Watt. That's what I'm gonna say. I'll say J.J. Watt.
And who is he as an Avenger then?
He's Captain America.
Okay. I got one. Okay.
Go, Ryan! Let's go! Yeah!
Oh, you both said J.J. Watt. Sorry, here. Okay. I got one for now. Justin Tucker, because of his accuracy, he could be Hawkeye.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a good connection. That's a great connection.
That's creative.
And as a oh man, I don't even know if okay. I think I know. Okay. And I'm thinking of like Quicksilver. So Cordero Patterson is Quicksilver because why not, right?
Why not? Cordero Patterson or even John Ross. The
Tyreek is the Flash.
Tyreek would be the.
Oh, he's not a Avenger.
Yeah, DC, but we can't. Okay, we're getting copyright claims. I love this video now. Thanks, Shay. I'm totally kidding.
And then just by look, I would say Trevor Lawrence could be Thor. I mean he's got the golden locks. Thor.
Kyler.
Thor in 1, 2, and 3. Kyler is Ant-Man. Yes.
Okay. Well, call me crazy on this one. Trevor who? Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence, yeah, is Black Widow.
Yes, let's go. I feel like Fitzpatrick has to be one. Like you could make the case for Ryan Fitzpatrick being one, like with his post-game antics and like.
You'd have to be Iron Man.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's like highly educated, but like he's kind of forgotten a little bit, but
Kirk,
I don't know.
Who was that you just said?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, I was gonna say Kirk Cousins is like the Captain America that they chose in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. When he walking in, you like that? that's Kirk Cousins. That's the.
He sounds just like him.
Oh, thank you. I've been practicing.
That was good. Yeah, I think those are pretty solid. Would Aaron Donald, just be penciled in as Hulk? Like, I mean.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Sure. I feel like he has to be a little bit,
for
right?
sure.
Or at least
him or Ndamukong Suh, right?
Nah, definitely Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
Ndamukong Suh's too malicious for it to be an Avenger, stepping on people's nards and stuff.
Aaron, if you've never seen Aaron Donald like with a shirt off or something, he looks nothing like what you would imagine, bro. I mean, this dude is ridiculous.
Intelligent Hulk is Fitzpatrick. There you go, Ryan. Okay, I was looking for something. I think Intelligent Hulk, because Iron Man doesn't really work. He had that one interview where he stole Deshaun Jackson's
exactly.
He took the style and stuff, and that's where I thought it was like.
the chain and the open button up. Yeah,
that's why it was funny. But all right, yeah, I don't really have one. I don't have one. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna just. I think Tom would be. Probably me.
Tyrann Mathieu would be Rocket.
Rocket.
Yeah.
Rocket's my favorite. Where's my keys? I have a keychain of Rocket on my keychain.
He's smaller and he's kind of Rocket's kind of crazy and ridiculous.
Absolutely. I think maybe Odell would be Star-Lord because he's super into himself. Maybe.
Oh, dude, we need to draw these up. That would be
yeah.
Who's the? Oh man, hold on. The Saints have a really tall guy.
Really tall guy. They got a lot of tall guys.
Pete? Is it Pete?
Pete?
Yeah.
What Avenger would he be? I'm
just thinking of Groot because Groot's tall.
Oh, Groot.
Yeah.
Jared Goff and his 6'7" football throwing, whatever you want to call him.
Calais Campbell could be Groot.
Or Drax.
Oh gosh, now Drax. We Marvel. We need a
He has the deep voice for it.
Marvel NFL show.
All right, that'll be on deck for us next, I guess. But I'm pretty full by the marvelous football feast we just had, guys. Dessert was amazing. The full course meal was end to end, pretty solid. Can't wait to do more of these. I hope you guys all had a great time. Thank you all of you guys for sticking around. Like we mentioned before, if you can, it really helps out our page if you like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Appreciate all of you guys being in here today. Thank you so much for the interactions. We will be back as soon as we possibly can, and you will be notified if you are subscribed to our page when we are live next. We are the AJA Sports Show. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.
Let's go. Bye. We should have asked which Avenger could be an NFL player, but